Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons. West gave the assurance that they will take care of the Ukrainian securities. It is ultimately the West which ditched Ukraine. They have not shown the commitment. Ukraine does not have the nuclear weapon, and it is standing alone to fight a war. It's almost like the Indian case. We had to go inside Pakistan to teach these Pakistanis a lesson that Kashmir is not a free play, and ultimately only thing Pakistanis did was a narrative war. But in this case, if I draw an analogy, Ukraine is alone fighting its own war. Isn't that, Lada?
Ukraine is absolutely fighting its own war. However, it has had significant support from the West, but not enough. The biggest mistake that Ukraine made was giving up its nuclear weapons. And the Budapest Memorandum, quite unfortunately, was not worth half of the paper that it's written on. But I disagree to an extent on the fact that this is not going to help the peace talks. It's not going to help or not help the peace talks. This is a show of force in its own way that is going to rattle Putin at home in Russia where it hurts. And I'm not talking only about infrastructure, but Putin survives this war by the public opinion is incredibly high for him supporting this war. He has raised manufacturing in Russia. He purports to have raised the Russian economy, despite the fact we know that that's not true. But when you start hitting a country on its home soil, no matter how much you play a propaganda narrative on television, the citizens of Russia are going to start paying more attention. And that is what hurts Putin. That is what puts pressure on Putin in itself.